The TFL Off-Road Ineos Grenadier series is brought to you by Magna, makers of high-quality technology and parts for the next generation of cars and trucks, including the Grenadier.
Hey Tommy, I feel like we made a huge, well I know we made a huge mistake. Okay, I made a huge mistake buying this Range Rover because it's not what you guys think. I bet you're thinking that it broke down.
Yeah, it didn't break down, but we made some pretty big financial errors with this vehicle, and we'll tell you that story. And more importantly, we're trading this on something completely unexpected, which we can't wait to show you.
So shall we head to the new car dealership and tell them the story on the road?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
The idea was to hold on to this Range Rover for a year, but now that the new vehicle is here, we have to trade it in. Because, well, we can't hold on to these vehicles because we're not made of that much money.
So this is a 2017 Range Rover long wheelbase supercharged, 505 horsepower. I mean, it is a high performance machine. Look at that.
Yes, it gets up and goes.
It really gets up and goes. Yeah, and you bought this from a BMW dealership in the town just north of here, and you paid how much for it?
I paid $44,000 for it.
Right. Now, that was a lot of money to buy for this vehicle.
So here's the rub. When I paid $44,000 for it, KBB said it was worth, in the $40,000 range.
Yeah.
Right? They give you a range.
Sure.
But since then, used car prices have really fallen.
Yeah.
So here's where it gets really painful. We're about to trade it in on this new vehicle, and they're only giving us $32,000 for it, which is what KBB says it's sort of kind of worth anyway on a trade-in.
Right, and private party KBB is saying it's worth like 35-ish.
Yeah.
So look, I mean, you're essentially losing $10,000 to $12,000.
$12,000
in 5 months of ownership.
4 months. So we lost $3,000 a month owning this.
It's not a Toyota. Here's a Toyota dealership.
No, not
Although it would be cool if it was a Land Cruiser, but that's not quite out yet. I think we found it.
I think we found it. I think one of those is ours. Sold.
I think that's the one.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. They have a lot of them.
Yeah, they do. Look at this. They're all pre-sold, though.
Holy cow! Look at that.
Wow. That's right, Dad. We got ourselves an Ineos Grenadier, and I think it's that one right there.
In the light blue.
Yeah, the light blue. Oh,
yeah,
no,
we have a white top. Yeah, where's ours? Yeah, we have a white top.
Case.
Good point, Case.
Oh, well, it's not here.
Ours isn't all blue. We did go with the white top.
Where'd it go?
Where is it? Maybe it's inside.
Maybe it's in the...
Oh, I am now super excited.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, look at that.
X-Type wagon.
I kind of feel like we should have bought that.
Look at that. That is incredible.
Because it's so unusual.
Wow.
This is...
Look at the paint. That is one of my bucket list cars. Genuinely, I've never seen a nicer one. I could cry.
Tommy, there is a story behind your love of Jaguar X-Types, and you know what that is, right? I personally had a 2.5 liter.
I remember when I was a little kid, but
Yeah.
you didn't have the wagon. This was the forbidden fruit we always wanted.
You know what? I don't think I even had to order it. I mean, they could have just come here and bought one.
Yeah, but they all say sold in the window.
Do they all say sold?
Yeah. They're sold.
Well, this is Red Nolan Ineos here in the Springs.
Yep.
And yeah, they do say sold. They do say sold. Sold.
Yeah, they're all sold. All right, let's see if we can go find ours.
That one has Steelies.
Wow! Look at that! Look at that beauty. Moment of truth, Case. Here she comes.
Here she comes. So, tell you what, Tommy, why don't you do the walk around and I'll go pay for it.
All right. Wow, the spec is perfect, Dad.
You like the white roof? You like the white roof?
Yeah, absolutely awesome. This is what they call the Trial Master. So this is the off-road spec with the steel wheels and the got the snorkel on there. We got the locking diffs. Oh, that is so cool. Look at that thing, Dad. Magna is a global automotive engineering and manufacturing giant and one of the key partners in the Ineos Grenadier. You want to build and manufacture a 4x4 from scratch? Magna can do it. Let me show you what they did on our Grenadier. Magna spent years developing the 3-liter turbocharged inline-6 from BMW in the Grenadier to meet Ineos' specs for low-speed torque delivery along with durability and longevity. In total, Magna spent over 1.1 million miles in testing and development in the harshest environments in the world, from the coldest of colds to the hottest of hots. Magna also developed the air intake, cooling system, and exhaust in the Grenadier to meet Ineos' specifications. To find out more about what Magna is doing with Ineos and a bunch of other global automotive brands, be sure to click the link in the description below. All right, Dad, the 2024 Ineos, or do you say Ineos, depending on where you are in the world, Grenadier station wagon.
You know, the nice thing is we didn't get a smaller car. I mean, it is a big car.
It's a really big car, yeah. And you spec'd this out, Dad. I haven't seen the spec, but I see you went with the light blue.
I did.
With the contrasting white roof.
I did.
Very cool.
I got the diamond plate on top.
Yeah, you got the diamond plate on the fender here. You got the rock rails.
I did.
And then this one, of course, being the Trial Master, we got the 265/70 R17 KO2 tires with the steel wheel. Wow, Dad, this is great. Did you get the roof panels?
I did not.
You did not get the roof panels.
I did not get the roof panels. Everything you need and nothing you don't, Tommy.
Wow. We got the locking diffs, so Dad. We got
I did,
the
front and rear.
The raised air intake. Look at all those overhead switches.
And I spec the BMW powertrain.
Well, everyone expects to be the. That's the engine, Dad.
I'm joking. So here's the irony, right? You've actually driven this.
Briefly,
yes.
Yeah, only for like 20 minutes. I drove it in the UK and I drove it here in Denver a little while back.
What do you think of the color?
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Here's some of the other colors, right? You've got kind of a darker blue. You got like they got a white and a mushroomy color. And this is the best color by far.
So here's this kind of weird thing. Kind of this little door over here.
Yeah, little baby door.
Little baby door, and then you've got a much bigger door. And I've been watching a lot of online reviews. So thank you, Harry, from Harry's Garage.
Oh, it's a lot of space back there.
That's a lot of, you know what?
Plastic lines, look at that. Tie downs.
I think Blaze is going to love this.
Blaze is going to love this. Look
Yeah.
at the back of the seats are plastic too.
What's this do? So you can open it from the inside,
Yep,
probably.
you can open it from the inside. One thing we didn't get.
What's that?
No tow hitch, because apparently they've been construction constrained.
Yeah, I'm looking at none of them have tow hitches.
Yeah, right. They're really slow to deliver with the tow hitches.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Dad, this is a beauty. And if you're thinking, that vehicle looks a lot like an old Defender, the story is there's this incredibly rich and powerful guy in the UK that was saddened when Land Rover discontinued the Defender. And he went to Land Rover and asked them, hey, can I buy the rights to this and keep building it? And Land Rover ultimately said no, so he said, all right, I'm going to do it myself. So he built this vehicle ground up. He got sued by Land Rover, won the lawsuit. This has no Land Rover components in it whatsoever. It's a ground up four-wheel drive. Started selling it in the UK a little while ago. They just started coming here to the States. Now we got one.
Hey, I'm having a little ladder envy.
Yeah, we didn't get the little ladder.
We didn't get the ladder, but I bet you we could retrofit it.
Yeah, no little ladder.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about pricing, or we should do that at the end?
Let's do it at the end. I want to see what's under the hood. I know it's got a BMW straight six, so let me see if we can pop that.
Yeah.
And see what. Oh, double pull, just like a BMW.
So, Dad, the Ineos team decided to go with BMW when they built this vehicle. And here's the thing, right? It's a B58, so it's the same engine you'd find in like an X5 or a 3 Series or a 5 Series. It's also the same engine you'll find in a Toyota Supra. And I was talking to the Toyota engineers about this engine. Is it as reliable as a Toyota engine? They said they put this engine through all of their same testing as every other engine, so it's built to last.
Well, how many speed transmission?
8 ZF 8 speed, yep. 280-ish horsepower. It's got a low range transfer case, and the coolest thing about this vehicle, Case, if you want to pan down here, it's one of the last vehicles sold today with a solid front and rear axle, with a proper locking differential, skid plates, recovery hooks. This thing is built beefy, and we don't know the reliability. Nobody knows the reliability here in the States, so we're going to keep it, drive it, take it to Moab, do the usual stuff, and report back what, if anything, breaks.
I'm like tempted to take it to Moab right now, you know? Let's just not go back to Boulder, but let's head back to Moab and try it out. I can't wait. I'm getting very excited, Tommy, now that I've seen it. It's, it's...
Oh, gee.
Did I get it wrong?
You just got to slam it, I think, Dad.
No, I don't want to slam a new car.
It's fine.
All right.
Built to take on the Serengeti.
Look what it says there. There we go. That was a nice, satisfying Grenadier.
Yep,
built
on purpose. And this vehicle is manufactured in an ex-Mercedes plant.
Yeah?
I believe
in France.
It's made in France, yeah.
Let's see the inside.
Here's the cool part about it. Ready? Listen to this. Are you ready?
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
That's a thunk.
Oh, come
That
on,
is like
Tommy, come inside here.
G-Wagon levels of thunk there.
Oh, look at all these switches. That
So
is
yeah,
so cool.
so look, this is not...
Here, I have an idea. Why
Yeah.
don't I go pay for it and you show them the inside?
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
we'll do that. So the interesting thing about this vehicle is it's not intended to be a luxury vehicle, even though it is priced pretty high, which we'll find out in a second. But there are a lot of premium materials, like these Recaro seats, but rather than using like a traditional leather, it's a neoprene material, which is meant to get dirty, and it's very, very durable. We also have manual seats, which is kind of an interesting thing. And we also have switchblade style key, which you have to stick in a hole in the dash. What a concept, to start the vehicle. And that's how you start it. Now, what I love about this is that they've maintained buttons. So not everything is built into the screen. There is a lot that is, which we'll show in a second. But like climate controls, physical buttons, window defrost, AC, recirc, audio, physical buttons. Up here, we've got our little auxiliary switches, physical buttons, locking diffs, off-road modes, headlight adjusters. You can level the headlights, downhill assist. All of it is old school physical buttons. Now the screen is a little annoying in the fact that the driver display is built in here. So there is no display for the driver. Instead, it's actually incorporated into the main screen, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, they sell it in a lot of markets, left and right hand drive. But you got off-road pages, we got phone connectivity, audio, settings, all of that built in there. We don't know what it's like to drive or to live with. I mean, I've driven this thing maybe a few miles in total, most of it off-road. But my initial impression is that this is a huge vehicle. It's a lot bigger than what you'd find inside of like a Wrangler or a Bronco. And you have a lot of headroom. You can also spec these with panels up here, which you can pop open. We wanted to save a little bit of money, so no panels on ours. But some other cool things, check out this steering wheel here. Basic cruise control, basic volume knobs, but it has two horns. You got your main horn. And because the gentleman in charge of Ineos also runs a very successful bike team, it also has a bicycle horn to let people, hey, I'm here. Also, you're at a stoplight, people are texting, use a little toot horn. I think that's really cool. All right, so hopping in the back seat. Well, it is a little vertical and it is a little upright, but you get that stadium seating effect where you can kind of look down over the world from the back seat. Some things like the seat bottom, gotta figure out why that's maybe not as latched as it could be, but you do have a couple pieces of technology back here, like you have USB-A and USB-C ports. Yeah, it's a back seat. I don't know, seems to work okay. So Red Nolan does have a few Ineoses here, which are heading off to customers shortly, but it's a cool way to kind of contrast some of the options. So the color we got is officially called Eldoret Blue, but you can also get a darker, almost a richer blue. I believe this is called Shale Blue. And then we have a couple different maybe versions of white. Now this is Scottish white. It's a very kind of rich, almost like my dad's Range Rover white, and then there's this kind of off gray white, which is called Magic Mushroom. Now there are three versions of Grenadier. There's the standard one, the Trial Master, which is the one we got with all the off-road goodies, and the Field Master, which is more the luxury trim. This is the base model. You got the standard steel wheels and then a Bridgestone dueler tire instead of the KO2. Now you might notice this one looks a little different. It doesn't have the snorkel on it. It's got a higher MSRP and it also has these alloy wheels, and that's because this is the more luxury oriented Field Master. An interesting option which we didn't spec, but I probably would have if it was my personal truck. You can option these little panels on the side so you can click in accessories, for example, maybe like a jerry can or a shovel or a max track. We just have what this one has, which is a fixed rail, but that might be interchangeable based on these little Torx bits. And one other really interesting option, which I think no other vehicle offers, is you can get the Ineos with a painted frame. Look at that red frame on this one. That is an interesting idea. One of the cooler things is you can spec these panels above the driver and the passenger. Now, it's about a $2,000 option. Heated seats is, I think, like a $500 option. I got some other things here which you can spec. There's like a compass. We did get the compass. That's $315. Premium sound system is $700. We didn't get that. You can get floor mats, the rock rails, the hood checkerboard. That was all installed at the dealer. Yeah, there's not a ton of options, seat covers, that kind of thing, but a few if you want to make yours a little bit more customized. Now this is an option you can spec, which is kind of unusual for a production vehicle, but you can get it with an integrated winch. I've read that the cable is pretty short, really nicely done though with that little handle. It's a $4,000 option. If you don't get a Trial Master, it's closer to a $6,000 option. We'd probably just do that aftermarket. Well, it's the next day, and I have to admit something rather embarrassing. We kind of screwed up because I had initially thought that my dad placed the order for the Trial Master, which is the off-road one with all the goodies. It turns out he had kind of built his own Trial Master, but this is technically not one of those. And a few things just weren't adding up for me for a lot of months. Like, this thing should have been like mid $80,000 range, but really it was 80 flat. And then like, why doesn't it have the ladder? Because the Trial Master has the ladder. Turns out this is actually a base Grenadier that my dad went through and checked the compass and the locking diffs and the rock rails, but he didn't check the dual battery group. He didn't check the ladder, which is why we're missing some of those things that a Trial Master should have. So it's got all the off-road goodies we need without like the ladder, the dual battery thing, and all those kind of overlanding accessories. Sorry folks, didn't realize it, but now you do.
So Tommy, you've driven this before in the UK. I have not.
Yep.
So I am super excited to see what it's like to drive. I do like all these switches. They're just so cool.
Yeah, a lot of buttons, right. Very utilitarian.
Yeah.
Interesting dichotomy, though. This is the funniest thing, is the BMW shifter next to the low-range transfer case selector. You got like old school with new school all in one little area here.
Yeah, some people might say a BMW straight six, an odd choice, but I say incredible because there's nothing smoother than a BMW straight six.
Well, let's see if that's true.
All right, so put it in drive.
Yep.
Here we go. I love the seating position.
Yeah, you sit very high. It's very upright. The windshield's very upright. It kind of feels like a perfect cross between a Wrangler and a G-Wagon. It's very upright like a Wrangler, but a little larger than that, kind of like a G-Wagon. You might want to go left here, huh, Dad?
I will go left.
Because I think there was an accident on the road.
Yeah, I saw that. So I will go left. I'm curious to see how it drives. Not bad.
15 miles on the odometer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
Feels fine.
Yeah.
Now, the steering is very slow, from my experience, and not a lot of feel out of the steering.
You know what it feels like? It feels like a Wrangler. There's a lot
Yeah,
of there's
a lot of Wrangler. Well, solid front axle, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of Wrangler to this, yeah.
A little bit of turbo whistle from that.
Power seems good.
Yeah, it's good, and it's a little firmer than you'd expect. It's not super cushy, not super floaty like that Range Rover we came out of.
Seats are comfortable.
Yeah.
I would say they're almost like sports cart-like.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
they hug your sides quite a bit.
I feel like we're missing the key. Do you have a second key?
I do. Do you have a key?
Yeah.
Okay,
No,
I've
it's
got
in the ignition.
Okay, yeah, I've got 2 keys.
Okay.
I like this. You see the horn?
Yeah, I got a
Toot?
little toot horn. And that's because Sir, what's his name? Jim Ratcliffe,
Yeah.
that founded this company, also runs that famous Tour de France. He's a big cycling fanatic.
Okay,
So he wanted a little toot horn.
I like the toot horn.
Yeah, and also, you're stopped behind someone at a stoplight, they're not getting the move on. Toot toot.
Tell me, outside of the Cybertruck, I'd have a hard time picking a car that is as unique and full of, dare I say, character as this.
Right, now, look, Dad, we just don't know a lot of things about this vehicle. Is it going to be reliable? Oh, you went over the speed limit and it flashed,
It didn't beep.
but it's supposed to, people say they beep. It didn't beep.
I was so worried about that.
Look, and I purposely, it's turned on, I think. You're going to go right here, by the
No,
way.
I'm going to go left. I want to just try a little bit of more high-speed driving before we get on the highway.
Okay.
It didn't beep. Don't mess with it, please, because a lot of the forums are complaining about the fact that if you go over the speed limit, it beeps at you 8 times.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think the Recaro seats are really comfortable.
Yeah.
I think that the ride is acceptable. I think the power is pretty good, 280 horsepower, and it's turbocharged, which helps up here at a mile above sea level.
There's a little bit of shudder through the steering wheel.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of noise. There's quite a bit of NVH.
Yeah.
It's not fully smoothed out like you'd expect out of a Range Rover.
Now this is crazy. I got a turn signal here, but no speed. The speed is there.
Right.
So what's the rest of this?
It's all your
here?
warning lights, your check engine light, your locking diffs, your high beams, all your warning lights
I
are
kind
there.
of like the speed here as well displayed. It would be nice. I guess you can't have it all,
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, that's a good point. We don't have the roof panels, Dad.
No, we didn't get the.
We don't have heated seats.
Oh, gee.
We
Do
don't
we have a
have
heated steering wheel?
No, we don't have a heated steering wheel.
Oh,
No,
gee.
heated seats on the heated steering wheel. We do have Apple CarPlay. We do have a couple USB ports.
That's pretty quick, Tommy.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, it is a little wandery.
Yeah, the steering's a little slow.
Yeah, a little wandery.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely wandery.
Oh, there you go. It's clicking at you.
Oh, great. You turn it on now.
I didn't touch it.
Oh, maybe
Here.
you have to exceed it by a certain amount?
Yeah, maybe. We'll turn it off. All All right, so total price $78,975, which is a ton of money, and then our final price at the door was realistically $80 because we also got the rock rails and the checkerboard on the hood. Now that's a lot, Dad. And what else could you get for that price? You could get a Defender.
You can get a Wrangler, $392.
Not quite.
Really?
Can't get
over
no
sticker, yeah.
No, I mean no. Actually, $392 now starts at 92 grand.
Okay.
You can get a fully loaded 4xe Rubicon. That's going to be right around 80. A Defender. We're certainly in the price range of like, go straight here, Dad.
Okay.
Certainly in the price range of a fully loaded Overtrail Plus.
Yep.
Right? GX.
Yep. Land Cruiser.
Land Cruiser's going to be
Bronco.
less. Yeah, Bronco, right?
Yep.
Bronco Raptor. So look, I mean, this is competing against some of the highest end vehicles in the off-road market.
Yeah. But none of them have this, Tommy.
Yeah, none of them have overhead switches.
Yeah, none of them have overhead switches, and none of them have, I think, this level of coolness outside of like a Hummer.
So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this vehicle hopefully for more than 4 months this time, Dad.
Yeah, hopefully keep it a year.
And really put some miles on it and see if it's a reliable vehicle, because there's so much we don't know about the longevity of this vehicle, what it's like to live long term with, and we're going to do updates and keep you in the loop.
Yeah, we're going to compare it, of course, to those vehicles that we just mentioned.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so that you can see how good or not good it is off-road compared to a Defender, a Wrangler, Bronco. We'll do all that. So stay tuned for those videos coming up soon. As always.
Yep, this has been Tommy.
And Roman saying, we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.